What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Sean. We're back with another video. Today we're gonna keep it light. We're gonna be talking about the top 5 statues that I would like to see created. These are statues that I've never seen talked about. I've never seen them conceptualized. I don't even think they maybe even licensed out there for them. But these are things that I just want to see made, and let's talk about how they could be done and things like that. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash that like button, because at 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway, something super dope. You do not want to miss out. Now, how you enter that giveaway is, number one, you have to be subscribed, and number two, you have to comment, because when you're doing a random comment picker, and the more comments you have on this channel, the more chance you have to win. So make sure you do those comments, man. Make sure you comment. Now let's get into this top 5 list. So coming in at number 5, I would love to see a 1/4 scale Howls moving castle statue. That would be totally dope to me. How I would like that to be done is, I think that, well, first of all, you have to have, obviously, Howl's castle, right? And I think that it would be super dope having Howl fly over the house as the house is like moving with its legs. And you can have like Calcifer. You have to throw Calcifer in there somehow. Anyway, you can have Calcifer maybe somewhere out, hanging out of the door on the base, at the door. Maybe he's in the doorway. I don't know. You have to have Calcifer in there somewhere. How in his, I can't remember what you call it, what form you call it, but where he's kind of flying. That would be super dope. And the layers, it would be like, it would just be so many layers. That's what would make it so dope, is because obviously, Howl's house has a lot of different moving pieces. Things work together for it to be mobile. So having those different layers and those different pieces, it would take a lot of time. And I feel like it could even be a 1/3 scale, but I feel like that would almost be too big. So I would definitely want to see it at 1/4 scale. But that thing would be absolutely like just beautiful, just gorgeous. I would love to see something like that. And maybe you do some grass on the base. I don't know. That would be pretty cool. Just a thought, man. Just a thought. I mean, that's a throwback. I don't even know if people really know about that movie, but that's one of my favorite anime movies, Howl Moving Castle. If you haven't seen it, please. I don't even know. They may sell like the Blu-ray at Best Buy or something, or Amazon or something. You could probably purchase it there, but I 100% recommend that movie. So if you have not seen it, please go see that movie. So that is number 5. So coming in at number 4, I would love for, I'm calling out Prime 1. I would love to see a Prime 1 Death Note 1/3 scale. And now the reason why I say 1/3 scale is because you have to put Ryuk in there, and it would just be super dope if Ryuk was just huge, which is with his wings, and Light just kind of sitting there. I've actually seen something similar before. I don't know where I can't remember who did this. What was it? Anori? How do you say it? Anori Studios? I think they did that. And I think that was a long time ago, way before I even knew statue collecting was a thing. And so that's what I think, at least. I'm not sure, but I've seen this, and this is really dope. I would expect something like this, but I would love to see Light doing. I would love to see him maybe sitting at his desk writing, and Ryuk kind of standing over his shoulder like he always did, or maybe I don't know. I think that would be. I would think that would be one of the better ways you can do it. Just have him sitting at his desk, because his desk was like the most, like his evil throne almost. So that would be super dope. Having Ryuk kind of flying, hovering a little bit over him. That would be super dope. Oh, and having Apple, Ryuk eating the apple. That would be really cool too. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with this statue. You can have Light Yagami with his girlfriend. Have them doing something with what was her name, Rin, have Ren in the statue as well. I mean, depending on how you scale the Shinigamis, it could be a 1/3 scale, or it can be a 1/4 scale. I would probably like to see a 1/3 scale because I would probably want the Shinigami to be really big. Ren and Ryo on the same statue, yeah, that would be pretty huge. So, I mean, there's a number of ways you can do it. Either way, I think that it would be really dope. I'm mad I missed that on this one. I actually haven't even put forth the effort to try to see if it's out there for sale by anyone. But I mean, who knows? I may look for it. I don't know, but it's really dope. I would love to see the one that I described a little bit, but I think I may like that one a little bit better because just what it means to the show, right? So coming in at number 3, we got Attack on Titan. I would love to see a Jiren and like him going into Titan form or something like that. I've actually seen a 3D printing. This is not legit. This is not real. This is not in the works from what I know. But I've seen this, and this looks really, really cool. This is almost exactly what I would be thinking about for an Attack on Titan statue. Something like this. Like, this looks absolutely phenomenal. I think that the only thing I can say about this statue is I would want it to be color, like more colors to it. This looks very bland, but this is also, I think this is just a 3D rendering of this statue. This isn't like the actual thing. Like, this is just a random guy who does 3D statues on his laptop. He hasn't created anything, nothing like that, right? So, I would want to see something like this. You can do Mikasa fighting a Titan. That would be super dope. Armored Titan, that would be cool. Colossal Titan, I think, will be entirely too big. You would have to make that 1/3 scale. You could even do a half scale. Now, that would be crazy. A half scale Colossal Titan? Oh, man. Ooh, wait. Then you put a 1/3 scale Armored Titan or 1/3 scale Jiren Titan right beside it. Oh man, that would be sick. I'm getting too many ideas. But anyway, back on track. This statue right here is really, really cool. Something like this will be totally dope. From this picture, this looks kind of small though. This looks like this won't even. It couldn't be more than 20 inches. I would want it to be a little bit bigger in the 23, 24 inch range, which is like a 1/4 scale. I think that would be super dope. I would probably, this works for me, but I would probably, this will work. This will work just fine. Something like this. I'm open to seeing how people get creative with this. You know what? I've seen statues where it's like Naruto Shippuden, where it's Sasuke and his Susanoo, and he's like in action moving with his Susanoo behind him. Something like that would be super dope. I would want something like that from Jiren, like him punching or something like that. That would be pretty dope. I love figures that are in action doing something and not just kind of just standing. But this right here, this works well for me. But we'll see what happens in the future. They may release a new one. They may be working on one for when the new season comes out later on this year, or I think it's next year. I think it's coming next year. And if you haven't seen my video for the trailer that came out, here's the video for that. And let's get into number 2. Now, this statue right here, this is something I would absolutely want. I don't care how much it costs. I would 100% get it if it looks good, obviously. And this would be a Ghost in the Shell, like the Major from Ghost in the Shell, a 1/3 scale statue. Something like that would be, oh man, it would warm my heart. Now, I'm not talking about the Scarlett Johansson movie. That movie was visually gorgeous, but it did not do the franchise justice, in my opinion. So I have a love-hate relationship with that movie because it looked really good. The just everything, the cinematography, the graphics, the animation, everything was just wonderful. Everything was wonderful. As far as the visually, it was great. But the story and the casting, Scarlett Johansson was sick. I don't understand why they did that. I'm about to go on a rant. I don't want to do that. Now, I would love to see the Major as a statue. The throwback OG Ghost in the Shell standalone complex Major. Her in a statue would be super dope. You can do a Bato with the Major or a Togasa with the Major, something like that. Something like that would be really dope. You can have the Major. Something that what I think would be though is the Major jumping from the building, in her camouflage. That would be super dope. Now I don't know how, because they would probably have to make her, nude and things like that, and I don't know how people feel about that, but I think that would be really, really dope. That's just my opinion. Like I said, no matter how much it costs, I'll 100% get it. Now, before we get to number one, I have to throw in an honorable mention. And an honorable mention being a Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, or Vegeta. Now, I know that there's a lot of Gokus and Vegetas out there, but the reason why I'm not, like, I think they're dope, but I'm really not fond of them because I am tired of seeing Dragon Ball Z figures and statues. I want to see. Listen. I know. I grew up from when I was a kid watching Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, so I am 100% on the bandwagon. Like, I'm with you guys, but I cannot do Super Saiyan Goku again. I've been looking at Super Saiyan Goku for 25 years, fam. I am ready to see Super Saiyan God. I'm moving on to the next thing. Like, give me Super Saiyan God Goku. Give me him with the blue hair. Like, I'm into the new age now. Like, I need statues with Super Saiyan God Goku. I need some Jiren. I need Kefla. I need all the new stuff, man. I need Hit. I need all the new stuff, man. All we get is Raditz, Piccolo, Cell. Like, yo, fam, do you know how many times I've seen this arc? Yo, fam, I'm sick of it. I love it, just like the next guy. But you all are beating it like a dead horse. It's over. That's another thing. This last Dragon Ball Z game that came out, it looked really, really good. And I just refuse to buy it because it's going through the origin story of Goku again. Fam, how many times are we going to see Goku get hit with the special beam cannon? I'm sick. Like, what? Like, geez Louise, do you know how many games go through the same arc? It's the same game over and over. I will refuse. If they did one with Dragon Ball Super, I would 100% buy it off rip, no questions asked. But, yo, fam, I can't do it. Hopefully they do something like that with the next gen gaming, but it's just hopeful, man. It's just hopeful dreaming. So, anyway, sorry I got a little bit frustrated. That was the honorable mention. So now it's time for number one. And number one being David Lindelof's Watchmen, not the movie Watchmen and not from the comics, but David Lindelof's Watchmen, the show that was on HBO late last year. That Watchmen with Sister Knight and Kyle, those characters, right? A statue like that, I would need a Sister Knight and Kyle statue. And for you all who've seen that show, no spoilers, but you know what I'm talking about. That would be absolutely phenomenal. That would be absolutely the best statue I've ever seen in my life. And I would buy it. Like I said, number two on my list and number one on my list, it doesn't matter how much it costs, whether it's $1,000, $2,000, and $3,000. That's my max. If it's over $3,000, I can't do it. But I would 100% get these statues no matter what. Just because of what the show was, it was literally one of the best shows I've seen in recent years, in my opinion, especially in the comic book and pop culture space. So I know that Game of Thrones let everyone down. And you know, we've had other good shows, but Watchmen had the entire world, you know, had their eyes on it. Even people who weren't into comics, they were like, okay, this is really really good. And I love how we don't have to get into the show, but a statue like that would be absolutely wonderful. I would want something like that. I've been ranting for a long time because I'm very passionate about this stuff, and I would want to see these things done. But I don't know who has the licenses for these. So if anyone knows, anyone who has, I don't even think there's a well, there's obviously DC licenses, but I don't know exactly how that works. So if anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. But that's my top 5 list for today. Statues I would want to see made. Like I said earlier, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on this video so you'll be entered for the drawing when we hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Make sure all are safe. Make sure you be good. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.